It's time for Dodger Baseball.
Make $1 million cash for you flatline. Make a master plan, watch it backfire. Burn it all down and collect the ashes. Build it back, respect your passion. Witness to some shit that you
Welcome. This is the Dodger Pod. I'm Carlos Baseball. With me as always is Will Power. Oh man, we had a rough one yesterday. I mean, what else can we expect? You know, we're down 3-1. The Dodgers are about to start in about an hour, and I don't think the Dodgers are done. I think the Dodgers need to go ahead and hit, and if they don't hit, I'm pretty sure that's it. But we have to keep rooting for our team, right, Will?
Yeah, man. It was really frustrating to watch last night's game, especially after, both of us thought that Urias was going to go, 5-6 innings at least, and we didn't really expect him to give up 5 runs. So that was big, dude.
That was pretty rough.
It hurt a lot.
It's pretty
just
rough.
Like we were talking about yesterday, the starting pitching just hasn't been up to our expectations and all of Dodgers fans' expectations. It could be a combination of a lot of things. They're tired, they're frustrated themselves. 106 wins and didn't even win the division. We got past the Giants rivals, but I think that took a lot out of our team, and it was taxing emotionally, physically, and Dodgers have had a lot of bad luck this season. And even through all that bad luck, we still managed to get 106 wins. So that says something about this team,
Well, we're going to have to do it without Justin Turner. He's out, has stage 2, or what do you call it?
Hamstring tear.
Hamstring tear. Oh man, he's gonna be. Yeah. He's out.
Yeah, he's out for the rest of the season, and he's gonna have to do a lot of rehabbing. He's gonna be 37 years old before next season starts. So that's not a good age to get injured, and going into a free agent year, because he's free agent after this seas's over. So
not this one, the following one.
Oh, really? I thought it was
no. So he signed for 2 years. He's still here for another year, so he gets to see him. One of the players that we don't get to see if the Dodgers finish today, and I hope they don't, it's Corey Seager for sure, Albert Pujols, Chris Taylor. So those are players that we want them to succeed and want them to succeed as a Dodger and not go win another championship somewhere else. So it sucks. So I think for right now, I feel like the Dodgers are don't have that momentum, don't have that drive, don't have that magic. And it like what you just said right now, it kind of did hit where it makes sense. All year's been really weird. It started with the Trevor Bauer thing where, he had his little issues, and then it continued with injuries.
Started with Dustin May.
I forgot about him. Yeah,
that was the big hit on the season where everyone was just like, "What are we gonna do?" This guy was a huge part of our playoff run last season. Yeah, and now Tommy John surgery, and he's out.
Yeah, and Trevor Bauer, and then all these little injuries happening everywhere. Yeah. What can you expect after them winning the World Series? I know it was a shortened season. But it still happens. You play those high-intensity games in the playoffs, and you expect not to get injured. Yeah, man, it does. It takes a toll on you. And then the Dodgers have been playing playoff baseball for the last month. They've been chasing the Giants, and they never caught up until they play in the series, and then they're tired. They're playing the Braves. I'm not using that as an excuse because there's no excuses to, you lose, you win, you win. So you fail a lot of the times playing baseball, and when we succeed, you expect the Dodgers to succeed all the time. And even if they lose today, I think I still say it's a hell of a season because the Dodgers did pull it off. They did win to the playoffs. The Giants came out of nowhere, and they won against the Cardinals. So, like I said, I'm not going to be disappointed. I'm going to be disappointed if they lose today for sure. I don't want another team celebrating in our field, but that's what's going to happen. So I just want to go ahead and say, you know what? The way the things are going, I think the Dodgers need to worry about this one player, and this one player is from the Braves, man. And I don't know, Eddie Rosario.
Ooh, he's the
man that needs to pitch around him.
Yeah, he went 4 for 4 and then 3 for 4 back-to-back days.
He got 4 hits in back-to-back games.
I thought it was 4 hits in 2 games, but I didn't think they were back to back.
I think they were back to back. It both happened.
Either way, dude, this guy's on fire. You see the lineup that they have, And it's like, no wonder they're getting to our pitching, because Freddie Freeman, who is the reigning MVP from last year, Austin Riley, who is kind of just came out of nowhere. Like, everyone expected him to be good, but no one expected him to play on the level that he is now. Like this guy among third basemen in the league, because third base in the league is kind of in somewhat of a drought. We don't have this like crazy group of third basemen anymore that's elite like it used to be 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Look at all these third basemen, and it's like this guy stands out so much. I want to say,
but to be honest, I honestly don't think he's a big part of this push off, like the playoff push for me. I don't think he's one of those players that I'm like, wow, like I need to pitch around this guy. No, I think I can get outs with this guy. Freddie Freeman's another guy that I'm just scared. Like, I'm scared of. It's Freeman and it's Rosario. I don't think Riley, for me at this point, I think I can still pitch to him and get an out because he's too young. He's still fresh. He's still yeah. What you're saying? Yeah,
I don't think the pitchers have really figured him out yet, because this guy's still hitting. And
you think so?
Yeah, I mean, he had what was it, game 1 or game 2 where he hit that walk-off?
He hit the 2 walk-offs. So,
he hit both of them?
Yeah, he hit both of them.
Jeez. See, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, you look at the Braves lineup, and they're so strong right now. Even their pinch hitters, Jock Peterson will come in just for one at bat, and he'll hit a bomb, or he'll hit a double, or he'll at least get on base.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Dodgers lineup. We lost Edwin Rios in the beginning of the season. Now, we lost Max Muncy on the very last game of the regular season, so he's out for pretty much the whole postseason. And then now we lost Justin Turner. Like, Edwin Rios was that big, powerful left-handed bat that could come in against a right-handed pitcher, and most of the time, as we saw last season in the playoffs, he produced. He's a righty masher, which is why the Dodgers didn't really worry about trying to bring back Peterson, because they knew that they had Edwin Rios for a couple more seasons. That was a big, strong, powerful left-handed bat.
Well, it happens, and I mean, that's baseball, dude. Like, you throw your chips on all one player, and then you expect them to show up and not get injured, and it happens. Dude.
Or get sexual harassment claims against you, right?
Trevor. We won't mention his name. Dude,
he's been on social media lately. He's been like, now that the lawsuits have like subsided, and everything's already kind of been like cut and dry with him. He's been posting his workouts, saying he's getting ready for next season. Now, he hasn't officially been DFA'd by the Dodgers.
Well, we'll see what happens with him like next year. Let's focus about today's game. We're going bullpen, and it would have been perfect for Trevor Bauer to be on there, and he's not there. But bullpen, who's going to start today? Is it Knebel?
Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly. Yeah. Nice. Hang on a second. Something happened with my video.
Oh, dang. I'm not seeing you right now. Well, Joe Kelly's going to start today, and I'm pretty sure he's going to go 1 inning, and then from there they're going to bring in Knebel. They're going to start bringing different players, and I'm by myself now. I'm going to be talking. I just don't feel like the Dodgers are going to go ahead and waste the bullpen today. I think they're going to play hard. One of the key players that needs to show up today, I believe, is Trey Turner. He's one of the players that hasn't done a lot, and oh my God, we need him. We need him to show up, because if he doesn't show up, it's going to be kind of hard for the Dodgers to do anything. And if the lineup starts where the lineup it's set to where it was like yesterday's, where we had Mookie Betts, that's another player that needs to step up. Mookie Betts needs to go ahead and get on base and start everything up, because if Dodger fans start seeing that and start seeing that the players are swinging at the first pitch and get out of their game, then the Dodgers aren't going to do anything. We've been here before. The Dodgers have the series 3-1, and they came back and they won the World Series last year. So, I mean, it's not that the Dodgers have never played with their backs to the wall. So this is another series that they're going into in elimination. So it's do or die, and if they don't do it, then they go home. But we want them to go ahead and win for today. So, like I said, Eddie Rosario is one of those players that I think the Dodgers need to watch out for. I think the Dodgers need to pitch around. They need to try to get him not on Bates paths and disrupt the game. So it's a tough one. Eddie Rosario, he's 29 years old. He comes from what I remember. I think he played for Minnesota. This guy played in Minnesota. He got traded to the Indians, and then he got traded to the Braves this year. So he's a 270 he has a 270 batting average from when he started in the major leagues. And yeah, it's not that this player has never played the game. He's never probably played in the playoffs, but he's a good player. He's a good player. You got to give it to him. It's not that like we can't hate on the guy. There's a bunch of Braves. Usually you have a bunch of Braves players that come up really young and they're superstars. Remember Andrew Jones?
Yeah.
Andrew Jones was one of those players that oh my God, he just stepped up. So yeah.
The thing with Rosario is he's been notorious throughout his career where his defense has been his liability.
Hey,
but he's
your
always
mic's
been
not connected. I think your mic's not connected. Yeah. Dang. I didn't mean to cut you off like that, but the mic's not connected. There you go. Try it.
Is that better?
Nah, it sounds like the computer audio is the one that's on.
Hold on.
Yeah. So yeah, whatever it is, dude, we just want the Dodgers to win. We just want them to win, and if they can't do it, man, just do it here. Because then if they go to the World Series and they face the Astros or the Red Sox, it's gonna be a tough loss. I'm already like kind of dreading going to the World Series. I was talking to a friend earlier, and he was like, "Man, I don't have faith in the Dodgers right now, and I just feel like if they're gonna lose, they should lose it here. They shouldn't lose it in the World Series." He doesn't feel confident that they can beat the Astros or the Red Sox, and I kind of feel the same way, man. After seeing these two games, even when they won, it was like they came from behind. It still feels like a little like, I'm not trying to put bad juju. I'm not trying to give up, but you notice when players aren't on their game. You notice when players are actually like struggling to get hits, and they can't get hits together. They can't put hits together right now. And that's what we want. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. So go ahead, Eddie Rosario, man.
Yeah, so Eddie Rosario has kind of been notorious throughout his career that everyone knows he's always been a defensive liability. He's not the type of guy that's going to be a game changer in the sense that, he can rob a home run or make a diving catch or make an amazing throw to, third base to get the final out of the inning. He's not that guy, but he is the guy to homer off of Julio Urias, a left-handed bat versus a left-handed arm. And that's the kind of power that he's showing. And this guy, dude, watch out for this guy in the next couple seasons, because we always talk about man strength on our Real Talk Baseball podcast. And this guy is coming into his man strength, man. He's at that right age. He's going into his late 20s. So look out for this.
He is 29. He's 29 years old right now. Yeah. So
look out for this guy for at least a couple more seasons, and he's going to be a power threat for sure.
Well, that's the thing about the Braves, man. They always find these players that are like those pest players, man. Like they don't do all that great in other series, but when they face your team, for some reason, they always get there's one player that's like, where did he come from? I don't remember him. Like, for baseball fans, yeah, you're gonna remember him, but there's other like fans that are like your occasional ones that don't really watch that much. They're like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, like even Austin Riley, not a lot of people know who he is yet.
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie. Like, I agree with you what you said at the beginning of the show. Like, he's going to be one of those top third basemen. You know how they were saying they were comparing him to Troy Glaus? I kind of see that. He looks like the big body third baseman that we're not used to seeing in this time and age, because we're used to seeing Arenados. We're used to seeing like skinny body guys, and what I grew up when I was growing up, we used to see these big, massive third basemen with huge forearms. So you would try to like imitate these guys, and like one that comes to mind is Ken Caminiti, dude. So I just want to throw that out there, like big old forearms, big body guys at third base, and Austin Riley has that, and he's only 24 years old.
He's young.
He's young, really, man. He's young. But yeah, who's the key player for the Dodgers to get everything moving for you right now?
It's got to be Mookie Betts, man. Mookie Betts has been on point this whole series. The only thing he's lacking is power. So he hasn't really been hitting the long ball. He gets on base a lot, which is great as a leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
But when the rest of the team is struggling, we need a little bit more production. And
We
he's
do.
the guy that can do it. He's a former MVP. You know, we signed him for such a long contract because the Dodgers know what he can do, that he constantly produces. In the regular season, he didn't do so well, but he was struggling with some injuries. And then he
Yeah.
went on IL for a little bit. He had the hip thing. And when he came back, he said he felt 100%, and he showed it, dude. He started hitting. Hasn't shown his power stroke yet, but he has a really good batting average. He's seeing a lot of pitches. I don't see him striking out as much as he was in the beginning of the season. We saw him strike out a lot. He had a problem with sliders, a problem with curveballs, pretty much anything with movement on it. The fastball, he had some pretty decent wood on it, but he's really been struggling with those breaking pitches. But now in the postseason, we see he's batting over 400. He's looking really good, man. So this is the type of guy that we need to spark. And everyone kind of just, you know, we were talking yesterday how hitting is contagious. And if Mookie Betts, the leadoff hitter, can just continue to get on base like he has been, maybe we'll see a spark in Trey Turner. And maybe the spark was losing Justin Turner.
Maybe.
You know, that's huge, man. And I'm sure the rest of the team kind of feels all the same, where it's a big letdown, especially in an elimination game where it could possibly be the last game of the season for us.
It could, and it could be, like I said, we mentioned the players are, it could be the last game as a Dodger, and it sucks. You know, like I wouldn't want to see that yet. I would want the Dodgers to go to the World Series, but at the same time, are the Dodgers ready to go to the World Series the way they're playing right now? And yeah, it could spark something up, because someone in that team needs to come up and say, hey, I'm the leader of this team now. Justin Turner's injured, and who's going to be that player? Is it going to be Mookie? Is it going to be, you know, Bellinger? These are all the young guys that are staying behind. These guys are the ones that are going to have to, you know, step up and say, hey, let's start playing baseball. One of the things that I do see and I would want to see is someone needs to get on Lux and tell him, hey, man, you're not an outfielder. You're doing your best you can, but we need you to produce. We need you to go out and hit. You know, in the first inning, or I think it was the second inning, I forgot what inning it was, that he hit a ball to center field and got caught. It wasn't going to be a home run, I believe. It was a nice play.
It was close.
It was close. But he still needs to come at bat. He can't remember that at bat that happened before and take it to the second at bat. It's just, I feel like some of these players are carrying on what happens on the field, and then they go on to bat, and they're not producing. They have that mentality.
Sport, you know, and the emotions really can get to you in a game that is strategic as baseball.
Yeah.
Other sports where emotions are evolved, it kind of helps you out. You know, you can use that as aggression, but aggression can really only do so much for you in baseball. You have to stay level-headed.
You just mentioned something really key, though. Like in other sports, you have the shot to actually redeem yourself. In baseball, you don't. If you miss that ball, you're not going to get a same ball again, you know, so you won't be able to redeem yourself from that. The only way you can redeem yourself is if you go at bat and do something productive. And I haven't seen that. Or steal a base or get on base. I don't know, whatever it is. I mean, it just has to happen. I just need to see that energy. If I see that energy from the team, then a fan's going to be like feeling great. I know I said yesterday fans started leaving by the fifth, sixth inning, and it was embarrassing as a Dodger fan. And then as soon as the Dodgers started losing, what was it? I think they scored in the ninth inning. People left. They were like, we're done. It was 9-2. So I've just got to say that we just got to stay positive, and what you're saying hopefully is true, and it does change, but I do need to see someone that's going to be a leader on that team. And I'm picking, I mean, I don't know who to pick, dude. There's so many good players on that team. I would want to say Seager, man. Seager needs to step up too. Seager's been hitting those bombs in the first inning, but he had a couple of errors as well. You know, like those errors, I know there were shots. I'm not saying they're easy balls to get, but you know, like, come on, man. I think you could get on everybody's ass and tell them, let's step up and play. Like, he can talk to Turner, you know, Turner's at second base. He could tell her, hey man, forget about that play. Get up. We need to go hit and stop swinging at those sliders. Cause that looks like he's just swinging at sliders, man. It's like, they know what he doesn't.
That's been the big issue with most of the Dodgers this season and this postseason is those low breaking pitches, the sliders, the curveballs, the changeups, it seems like that's what's really giving us a lot of trouble. So
Yeah.
if you're not going to hit those, then just lay off,
Yeah.
unless you have 2 strikes on you and you choke up a little bit and you just try to make some contact, which is what Cody Bellinger's been doing in the postseason, and choking up on the bat has really helped him.
Yeah, it
But
has.
if all these other guys can, if all the other Dodgers hitters can kind of just follow in suit, just like Cody Bellinger, I feel like the bats will just be a lot more productive.
Okay.
Too many strikeouts, man. The Dodgers have, for the past few seasons, have not been a high strikeout team, and this season we really are.
Yeah.
The on base percentage of most of these guys and the team as a whole is not anywhere near what it was last season or the season before.
Man, I just hope they wake up today. I just don't want them to lose. I mean, like I said earlier, when you were having camera trouble or and stuff like that, I said that the Dodgers have been here before. They were here last year. They were down 3-1, and they were playing do or die baseball from game 5 on. So, and they came and they won. So it's not impossible. It's not impossible. The Red Sox came back 3-0. No one expected them to win. We came back 3-1. No one expected the Dodgers to win, and they won the World Series. So that carries momentum. And yeah, I just feel like you're right. Mookie Betts, if he's going to be leading off, he needs to get on base, and that needs to spark everything up.
Yeah, and Mookie Betts is also the guy that's going to be on the team the longest. As a for sure thing. He has that really long contract, so there's not anyone else on the Dodgers currently right now that's going to be that's guaranteed to be on the team by the time that Mookie Betts' contract is over. So
yeah,
he needs to be the guy to be the leader. Justin Turner, like you said, only has one more season. Corey Seager's gone. Chris Taylor's gone. Albert Pujols, he's probably gone. We still have Max Muncy, I think, for 2 more years, 1 or 2 more years. So that guy could be, the leader, but because he's out right now, I feel like Mookie Betts is really the only one that should be taking up that role, that needs to be the leader in the clubhouse, especially because of the hot bat he's swinging and because of the amazing plays that he makes in the outfield. This guy doesn't make mistakes in the field. How many errors have you seen from Mookie Betts?
I saw yesterday.
I saw him bobble a ball yesterday, but that's not really an error because it was already down.
No, he missed one in I believe the 9th inning, or I forgot what inning it was. It was a line drive to center field
last night, and
I
didn't even finish.
He didn't catch it, but it's hard when you're playing a certain position and they change you. Like, let's say he was playing right field and they change him to center field. Your eye level changes because there might be a white shirt. There might be a white shirt in the background or something like that. That could distract you. There's so many things that come into play that a lot of people don't notice. I notice all those things. I try to give the benefit of the doubt and be like, nah, Mookie Betts, something must have happened because he's a really good fielder, and he got crossed up. It whatever it was an error. And yeah, you just said we haven't seen one, and yeah, I hadn't seen one from him, and I saw that yesterday. So it's like, oh man, everything is going bad for the Dodgers. And when you see something good starting for the Dodgers, you're like, okay, good. Hopefully it's good things to come. And it sounds like, oh man, here comes the Braves. They scored again. It's like, come on.
I think Tony Gonsolin just kind of ruined his shot to pitch anymore.
I've never liked Tony Gonsolin. I don't know if you can tell.
I like him as a starting pitcher.
I've never liked him.
He's not really good coming out of the pen. When he comes out of the pen, he's the type of guy that when he first comes up, first and second inning, he's a little bit wild and he gives up a few hits and sometimes a few runs. He doesn't really settle in until the 3rd inning after he's already thrown.
That's too many innings.
15 to 20 pitches, right? Especially as a reliever. As a reliever, we need you to come in for 1 inning, possibly more, and just shut them down.
Yeah.
Which the rest of the bullpen has been great.
Yeah. So
that's why today having a bullpen game, I don't really mind that so much because our bullpen's been on point pretty much this whole season.
Yeah, it's a different style of baseball, right? Even I forgot Snicker. He said that he wasn't used to it, and now he's looking at it as like, oh, I could get used to that.
It works.
Yeah, especially if you have nothing but closers like the Dodgers do. They
Yeah.
have nothing but closers. So that's looking good for them. It's
Yeah.
looking really good. But you know, like I said, Tony Gonsolin, I prefer Dustin May. Of course, Dustin May is injured. You know,
And next season it's going to be hard for him too. He's going to be on an innings limit. He's probably not going to go more than 70, 80 innings. You know, I don't think that Dave Roberts would push him any more than that coming off of Tommy John surgery.
Is it Dave Roberts or is more of the front office? I think it's the front office. Yeah.
It's both. Because I mean, Dave Roberts has a heart. You know, he's all about these guys, and he doesn't want to see them get injured again. And when you're coming off of Tommy John surgery, there has to be some kind of limit where these guys are competitors and they don't want to come out of the game. We've seen that from so many guys. They don't want to, you know, these pitchers don't want to hand over the ball to Dave Roberts when he goes to the mound.
Yeah.
But,
well, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. We're half an hour away before the game starts. I mean, your last thoughts before we go ahead and log off, Will? Go Dodgers.
It's emotional right now, man. It's really emotional. My hands, you know, they're sweating. I'm just thinking about, like, am I going to wake up tomorrow and be in expectations for Game 6 in Atlanta on Saturday, or am I just going to hope the American League loses this season because I don't want to see the Red Sox or the Astros win it all this season?
Dang, it's gonna be tough, man. My final thoughts for me is gonna be hey, it's been a good season. We already won one last year when it wasn't possible, it wasn't gonna happen, and it started kind of weird for me. The season started kind of weird for me because it started where the pandemic was still going. Half of the fans were in the stands, and then July reached, I guess, what is it, July? Month of July, that's when they started letting people full stadiums, right? And you know, we started having injuries. We never could catch up to the Giants, which was kind of weird for me that I didn't see a lot of known names in the Giants.
No one saw that coming.
No one saw that coming. So like I said, it was a really weird year. We didn't get a parade in LA because the Dodgers won, and I mean, it is what it is, right? We're trying to get this ship so we can have that parade. And, you know, we just have to stay positive and push for our boys to win. And that's all we can do, right? So you probably will wake up tomorrow with a W and down 3-2, and you can probably go to the game 6 and give them that positive juju, man. That's all we need. Anything else before we log off, man? We didn't have any questions by anybody, but if you are watching this video and is already recorded on YouTube, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and ask us anything about the Dodgers. We're big time Dodger gurus, and we know a lot about the Dodgers. So, yeah, test us if you want. Anything, Will?
No, man. Go Dodgers. Let's make it to Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah, let's take it game by game. Let's take today, and then we'll worry about tomorrow. All right. I'm Carlos Baseball. This is Will Power. Dodger Pod signing out.
See you guys.